At which point, the German officer completely loses his shit. He starts crying. He's
crying? Okay, you know what? I'm no longer German. Actually, I have like more Cuban in me than German. You know what I mean? Viva Cuba! Hello YouTube, we are going to be reacting to another Fat Electrician video. This one is called America Stole a German Submarine and Stuck It in Chicago. Okay. As always, if you're enjoying my reaction so far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also check out my other videos. I would really appreciate the support. And if you would like to check out my anime reactions, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Jesus Christ, I don't know what are the English word is there for checkouts, but yeah, just check it out.
You know what you call the only Type 9C German U-boat left in existence? America's. Today we're talking about the time that America stole an entire German submarine and then stuck it in the middle of Chicago. I mean, when America strategically transferred a piece of equipment to an alternate location. But first, a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Warwood Tools, a family-owned business that for over—
How would America even like steal a whole submarine? How would you even transport it in the city? That doesn't even make sense. Like, how do you even bring it?
For 160 years has been making sledgehammers and axes right out of West Virginia using American 1060 high carbon steel, and to this day they still make all their tools using World War II era drop hammer forging. So if you want some tools that are going to outlast you, I would recommend Warwood Tools, and I'll have them linked in the description down below. Moving on. Okay, important context in case you don't know. During World War—
if there's a sub, there's a way. Get out. Brush, oh my god. When do Americans care if something makes sense? You know what? You're right. You're right.
War II, American supply lines to the European theater were absolutely devastated by German U-boats, aka submarines. These German U-boats are credited with sinking over 2,700 American ships, totaling in over 14 million tons of American ships and supplies that were put at the bottom of the ocean. Because of this, America would form what is known as hunter-killer groups, task forces of American ships who were sent out, and their entire job was to hunt and destroy these enemy submarines. Because—
oh no. Oh damn. Chill. Oh my god. Why is America doing 5v1 right now? Bruh.
That's just how America gets down. We don't believe in self-defense, we believe in self-offense. It's way more efficient. And that's pretty much all the context you need. So, April 4th, 1944, a hunter-killer group known as Task Force 22.3 would set out, engage, and destroy the German U-boat 515. Absolutely everything went according to plan. Nothing was out of the ordinary. They hit it with depth charges, critically wounding the submarine, forcing it to surface one last time to allow the crew to escape before the submarine would sink below the ocean waves forever. But it was on this particular day that the American commander Daniel Gallery would take unique notice of the fact that the German submarines always surfaced to allow their crew to escape, and he decided that he was going to do something unprecedented, something that no American sailor had done since 1815. He was going to send out a boarding party and steal that enemy submarine. He immediately puts a plan into action, assembling two separate boarding parties, each to be comprised of—
wait, but like, why would you want to sell it? Is it maybe to like see the technology, you know, of our amazing engineering? Oh, I was joking. Of like how it's able to like float and then go back down?
One officer and 8 enlisted men. And these 8 enlisted men are going to be the top 8 guys that you would absolutely want on hand to be able to address any problem that could arise with keeping this submarine from—
oh, as a trophy. Oh, usually it's to understand the enemy's capabilities better, but sometimes it's for spoils of war. Oh, shiny, have to take it. See shiny thing, one shiny thing. Okay.
Sinking to the ocean floor. People like the electrician, the machinist, the boatswain's mate, the torpedo technician. Oh, and the photographer. Yeah, one of the 8 people going on the extremely dangerous and important mission is going to be a photographer because, you know, Pixar, it didn't happen, right? America's about to do some gangster. You best believe we're going to designate somebody to stand in the corner with the camera and yell "World Star" while we do it.
World Star! Oh my god, this guy! How does he come up with his jokes? What the hell?
June 1st, 1944, Task Force 22.3 receives intel that there's an enemy submarine operating off the coast of Africa. That submarine would turn out to be U-boat 505, and they would head to it immediately. And this poor U-boat has absolutely no idea what's coming for it, because at this point in time, this task force is comprised of the flagship and escort carrier, the USS Guadalcanal, as well as 5 destroyer escorts, the USS Pope, the Pillsbury, the Jinx, the Chatelaine, and the Flaherty. And if you don't know what a destroyer escort is, at this point in time, it is a ship that has one job and one job only, and that is to up enemy submarines. Okay, this hunter-killer group is rolling up on this U-boat like Debo on a beach cruiser. Somebody's about to have a bad day, and it's probably not going to be them.
Wait, this is the movie Friday.
Oh,
What?
June 4th, 1944, after 3 days of chasing down this U-boat, they would finally catch up to it, and the USS Guadalcanal would immediately scramble 2 Grumman F-4F Wildcat fighters as the rest of the destroyer escorts made their way towards the submarine.
Okay.
U-boat 505 was already submerged and underwater, but the Grumman F-4F Wildcat pilots are able to see the long dark shadow of the submarine underneath the water because it's broad daylight. And once they confirm that it is in fact an enemy submarine, the destroyer escorts begin loading their hedgehogs to fire upon it. If you don't know what a hedgehog is, it is the most feared anti-sub.
Oh my god, why would you guys name it a hedgehog? Dude, I thought it was going to be like something really cute, not freaking bomba.
Marine weapon in all of World War II. It is like a fully automatic mortar capable of firing over a wide area. Once these mortars hit the water, they can plunge into the depths of the ocean at 33 feet per second, and as soon as they make impact with anything, they will explode and destroy it. The Hedgehogs would detonate early, not scoring a direct hit, but still rocking and damaging the submarine, jamming its propeller and putting out its lights. Quickly realizing they hadn't done enough damage, the destroyer escorts above would begin launching depth charges. The depth charges would rupture the hull of U-boat 505, and the entire submarine would be forced to surface one last time as a hatch would open.
Wait. Fat Electrician is like going too fast here. So like they sent in something called depth what? Depth charger? And that thing is like in charge of what? What exactly is it supposed to do? It blows up? Okay, and when it blows up, what happens then? Depth charges are bombs that explode to a certain depth. So like since it explodes, then it makes the ship go. The depth charge barrel explode for subs. It damages the sub then, since it's like all the way down there in the water. Why would the submarine then come up to float? Mental damage the strain. It comes up to get the crew to rescue. Also, the submarine is thinking that they still like cruise on the... Okay, so they don't go to the depths in a metal coffin. It breaches the sub and causes water to go in and they need to rescue. Okay. Because if it doesn't, everyone is unalive as it sinks.
And all the German sailors would begin flooding out onto its deck and into life rafts. At this point, the American boarding party grabbed their Tommy guns, hopped in their whaling boat, and made their way over to the submarine. They received no resistance from the Germans as they made their way down the hatch into the sub and began working on it to try to save it. Okay, time out. I need to make sure that you fully grasp how ridiculous what these 9 Americans are about to do actually is. Okay, you have a German U-boat that is so critically damaged that the 50 men that have been living on this U-boat, that have been trained on this U-boat has controls in their language and in their units of measurement. And they have decided cumulatively that, hey, this thing is so damaged that we need to run for our lives. And then while they were evacuating, they would also place scuttling charges, which are large explosive devices that detonate, ensuring that the ship sinks so that America can't retrieve it. So not only is the situation so bad that 50 of them can't fix it, but they made the situation worse on their way out. And you now have 9 Americans, one of which is a camera guy, going in there to do what they couldn't pull off. This mission is seemingly impossible.
How is that like a bad thing though? I mean, obviously they wouldn't want like the submarine to still be there if like something goes wrong with it, so they have to like destroy it and all. Isn't that kind of like logical? Yeah, it's not really a bad thing. Oh, it's a crazy thing. Okay. It's like I see it as a normal thing. It's bad for the Americans. I mean, true, since you guys want like the trophy. Submarines are terrifying machines to leave inside, especially when stuff starts blowing up around you. When the Fat Electrician mentioned the like, you know, the jet fighters, not really jet fighters, but like the flying planes earlier, I didn't know you could see a submarine in the water during the day. Like, what? Like, that's actually kind of dumb though. Like, what about you know how like countries have like planes surveilling the sky? They can then see the submarines. Oh, if it's not deep enough, you can see the outline. Oh, yeah, you can if it's shallow enough. Okay. So we're going at under 15 meters of depth for surveilling depth. Okay.
Possible and borderline insane, but they do it anyways because America. So they get inside the sub and begin going to work immediately. The torpedo technicians and ordnance officers begin defusing scuttling charges as the electricians go to work at trying to get the bilge pumps back up and running to pump water out of the submarine. And the damage control men and the machinists begin working on plugging holes and getting the motor back up and running. And while all of this is going on, the officer in charge of the American boarding party, Lieutenant Albert David, notices that the submarine is sinking so fast that there is now water pouring into the open hatch on top. And it is at this moment that he has to make a split decision. He either has to get his men out and save their lives, or he has to shut the hatch and give them more time to work. But if they can't pull it off, they are all going to die in that submarine. And without—
let me guess, he chose the second one. He definitely chose the second option, huh?
thinking twice, he closes the hatch.
Yep.
A few minutes later, the second boarding party would board U-boat 505, and they would attempt to open the hatch to get inside the submarine and help. But the sinking submarine had created such a powerful vacuum that it was impossible. So they did the next best thing. They got a tow line, tied the U-boat 505 to the U.S.
What is a tow line? Oh my god. This topic, he's using a bunch of English I've never heard of though. Oh, is it like the anchor rope thing? Or just a regular rope? A very strong rope? Not the anchor? Oh, okay, so just the rope. Okay.
USS Guadalcanal, as the USS Guadalcanal began towing the now sinking U-boat. Feeling that they were now moving, the Americans on the inside—
Oh, this rope here. This kind of like dragging it. Is that what the tow line is? Is that it? A rope or cable tied to something to drag another. Oh yeah, that's it then.
had an ingenious idea. You see, the U-boat didn't have enough power for anything but lights. They were running entirely on batteries. The reason they didn't have power is because the propeller was jammed, and the propeller was jammed because they couldn't get the motor going again. So what they did was they disconnected the drive shaft between the motor and the propeller, allowing the propeller to free spin in the current of the USS Guadalcanal as it's being towed. This would turn the alternator, generating power and giving the U-boat enough power to activate its bilge pumps and begin pumping water out of it. I cannot stress to you enough how fucking genius this was to do. This saved all of their lives for sure, and to be able to have the knowledge and wisdom to come up with a solution like that.
I mean, to be honest, if I was in that boat, I would have came up with the same solution. But you know what? I wasn't born yet, so it's fine. Like, this is like easy work right here. This is easy work, yeah.
While you're actively dying in a tin can under the ocean is incredible. So things are already looking up, but at a minimum, they have to get that hatch back open so that the first boarding crew can escape if they absolutely need to. So the second boarding crew with their Tommy guns proceeds to pluck one of the Germans out of their life raft and persuade him to activate the pressure valve, which is going to equalize the pressure inside and outside the sub, allowing them to open the hatch door. That happens, and the second boarding crew gets inside and also gets to work. And all this is going on, and there's 50 Germans sitting out there.
The fact that like they're able to get to work though, didn't he mention earlier that every scene is literally in German? How do they— oh, maybe they took one of the Germans to like translate then. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah.
The life rafts like, what do you do in that situation? You have just been outclassed on every conceivable level. Like, you were in combat, they damaged your ship to the point that you couldn't fix it, so then you tried to rage quit and blow up your own ship, and then they're like, no, I've changed my mind. And then they went in there and made it so you couldn't even sink your own ship. At this point, the rest of the task force goes around plucking all the Germans out of their life rafts because they are now prisoners of war, as Commander Gallery comes to the conclusion, we're just going to have to tow this sinking submarine while it's actively sinking all the way to the nearest American port, and we're just going to have sailors in there working 24/7 around the clock to try to keep it above the waterline. Not a terrible plan, but the only problem is they're like 150 miles off the coast of Africa, and the nearest
how many kilometers is like 150 miles though?
American port is 2,500 miles away, and if that wasn't bad enough, it's in Bermuda, you know, where the whole triangle thing is. I mean, the disrespect with this is absolutely palpable. Could you imagine being one of these Germans sitting there like, not only are you not allowed to sink your own ship, you're not even allowed to rage quit. The Americans come in, steal your ship, and now they're gonna joyride it through the Bermuda Triangle and not even lose it just to flex on you like that?
Whatever, bro. Okay, we get it. Yeah. America, rah, freedom.
It's ridiculous. So they get everything buttoned up and they get underway, headed out to Bermuda. At which point, a couple days later, the commander of the German submarine wakes up in the infirmary on the USS Guadalcanal. Apparently, he had been hit in the head and lost consciousness for a number of days. At which point, Commander Gallery comes down to have a conversation with him, and he's like, hey, here's the deal. We stole your sub. We're towing it to the Bermuda Triangle for a joyride. It's gonna be great. The German commander absolutely refuses to believe him. He's like, that's not possible. I had 50 dudes. They weren't able to save that sub. We scuttled it on the way out for insurance. There's no way that you managed to keep that sub from sinking. At which point, Commander Gallery is like, oh, well, here's all the from your office that's distinctly not waterlogged. Also, if you look out the window, we're towing your submarine behind us right now.
Oh my god, that is so mean. That's literally so mean. What the what the hell? The whole flexing and everything. No, Americans are insane.
At which point, the German officer completely loses his shit. He starts crying. He's completely inconsolable.
Crying? Okay, you know what? I'm no longer German. Actually, I have like more Cuban in me than German. You know what I mean? Viva Cuba!
He's like, when my chain of command finds out that this happened, they're gonna torture me and then they're gonna kill me. Or the other way around. I don't know. This is absolutely terrible. But Commander Gallery, being the cool guy that he is, he's like, hey, buddy, pal, friend, you're gonna sit in a nice POW camp for the duration of the war. We're gonna win, and by the time you get to go back home, you're not gonna have a chain of command, and all of your leadership infrastructure is gonna be completely dismantled. I wouldn't worry about it. Didn't really make him feel better, but I thought it was funny. Now, so they're still making their way towards that big triangle thing, but pulling this submarine and keeping it from taking on water is a constant struggle, and it's starting to look like they're not gonna be able to keep enough water out of this submarine long enough to get it all.
Wow, look at the way this just on top it though. The fact that like the cameraman like recorded every single thing is insane. This is so crazy.
The way to Bermuda. So they start interviewing Germans, trying to find one with technical knowledge that would be willing to help them keep it afloat. And that is when they come across a young German sailor by the name of Felix Ewald, and he would inform them that not only is he not German, he's definitely not a Nazi, and he's certainly not a fan. He was conscripted when the Nazis invaded Poland, and he was basically—
oh, he's Polish. Oh my god, he's Dante infiltrated. I'm joking.
Being forced to be there, and that if America wanted help, he was happy to do so. So he would immediately go to work helping the Americans keep the submarine afloat the entire time as they traveled back to Bermuda. As the remaining German POWs began asking questions, what happened to Felix? What happened to Ewald? Where is Ewald? And they began looking for him every chance they got, searching everywhere they could find him. The Americans had told him that they killed him, but they didn't believe it because they knew he was Polish too. So they just kept looking and looking, scanning everywhere. And this would be the inspiration for the childhood book, Where's Waldo? I'm just kidding. I made that part up. Anyway.
Oh my god, I actually believed it. What the hell? I was about to pause and go, oh my god, really? And then he destroys my dream.
With the help of Felix, they managed to tow this submarine all the way to Bermuda. They get it fixed up. It's definitely not going to sink. At which point, they get to go in and really start looking at what intel they had managed to gather. And holy shit, there is an up-to-date active Enigma cipher machine on board. This is what the Germans were using to send all their secret military communications, and it could prove absolutely invaluable. They also had a bunch of up-to-date ciphers and a bunch of other documents that were deemed so important that they were printed on water-soluble paper so that if the boat did sink and these documents got wet, they would completely disintegrate and be unrecoverable.
Oh.
It is at this point that the American leadership decides the Germans have to think that this boat—
wow, that is really nice though. Oh my god, everything was done in like secrecy back then. It's kind of like the whole Mission Impossible and like James Bond thingies where like if they send a message after like a couple of seconds, it would like just auto-destruct. I thought that was only in the movies. I didn't know that happened in real life. This is actually really nice.
Boat went down and everyone died. We cannot let them know that we have this information because now we're going to be able to decode all of their secret transmissions and we don't want them to change the code. So they take U-Boat 505, they actually paint it to look like an American submarine and then start referring to it as the USS Nemo, which if you don't know is Latin for no one. They then take all the German POWs from U-Boat 505, send them to Louisiana where they are going to be completely segregated from all the other POWs so nobody knows who they are or where they came from. All the American sailors are then ordered to—
wait, but what are they going to do in Louisiana though? Are they like working as slaves or what exactly? Oh, maybe like just prisoners? Like, do they just let them leave the alive in Louisiana?
turn over all of the souvenirs that they gathered out of U-Boat 505 and to shut the up about it, and as far as anyone on the planet needs to be concerned.
Prisoners of war. Okay, so they go to like Louisiana prison then. Oh, okay. Separate prison camp. Okay.
This U-boat is at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh yeah, true. I feel like back then, if you were like in the same prison as a normal person in America and they knew you were like in Nazi, then it's kind of like the same as someone knowing you're like a PDF in jail. You would be so cooked. Oh my God, yeah, it would be GG for you. Yeah, you wouldn't even last a day there.
Ocean, 150 miles off the coast of Africa. Nobody can know that we have this. But if those Germans weren't allowed to write home through the Red Cross, that's technically a Geneva Convention violation. But first of all, when you're on the winning side, those aren't actually rules, they're more like suggestions.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
Secondly, let's just be honest here. If you were a POW in World War II and the worst thing that happened to you is you weren't allowed to write home while you were being well fed and treated with dignity, you came out on top. All right, so somehow the United States manages to keep this thing a complete secret until May 7th, 1945, when Germany issues their unconditional surrender. And it is at this point that the smack talking can now commence, because now we are going to take this submarine, you know, the only remaining Type 9C German sub left on the planet, even though they manufactured hundreds, we sunk all of them, except for this one. Now,
you legally couldn't harm a POW? Really? Wait, why not though? They're just regular prisoners, no? Really? Yeah, it's considered a war crime? Oh, I didn't know that. What? I mean, not legally, but that's not gonna stop them. Yeah, war criminal. No! No. I'm just like thinking, I don't know. I feel like that is not really unethical though. Neela, what have you been doing to the mods in your basement? Nothing. It's like a police officer shooting someone who is giving up or innocent. I mean, they're innocent now, but were they innocent before? I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, this is why I'm not in, you know, the justice system, because I would be giving everyone the chair immediately. I mean, come on. Berg trials about to start with Neela as the only defender.
We're gonna drive that to Philadelphia and use it to raise funds, and anybody that buys a bunch of war bonds can get a guided tour of this German sub, because a lot of people quit buying war bonds after Germany surrendered because they thought the war was coming to an end and we were still fighting the war in the Pacific against the Japanese, so this was like a huge fundraising opportunity, and that's exactly what they did. They sold a ton of war bonds. As soon as that started slowing down, hey, we'll tow it to another major US city. They towed it up to New York. Then New York bought a bunch of war bonds, and then World War II would finally come to an end when Japan issued their unconditional surrender, and now we've got this German submarine and we don't know what to do with it. So the US government does what the US government do, and they're like, hear me out, what if we shot nuclear bombs at it for science?
Why? Why? That's like the last thing that came to mind. I was thinking, oh, what if they just used it, like put it in a museum, you know, or maybe touristic sighting. What do you mean shoot nuclear bombs at it for science? Come on. Oh my God, they actually did.
At which point Commander Gallery, who's now an admiral, chimes in and is like, no, I stole that thing fair and square, we're keeping it. So he ends up orchestrating a deal with the city of Chicago where the US government will donate the submarine to the city of Chicago as long as the city pays to have it shipped all the way there. And that's exactly what happens.
Oh, so this is literally what I asked in the beginning. How the hell did they bring a submarine into the city?
They took a Type 9C German submarine, the whole thing in one piece, and put it in Chicago, you know, like the major city that's the most inland of any other city in America. It's literally 2 Germanys into America. Yes, that is to scale. An incredible logistical feat is the icing on the cake for one of the most amazing and utterly disrespectful stories to ever come out of World War II. And I'm happy to say that if you would ever like to go see U-Boat 505, you still can, because it is still in Chicago today.
Oh my God, you still can. Oh, this would definitely be a nice touristic place to go to though. Wow, okay. Okay, this actually looks really, really cool. What the? Yep, I've been on it. Oh, wait, you can climb it? Like, can you also enter it as well? like see the inside and stuff. Yeah, it's one of the last remaining U-boats in the world. Nila, you need to visit. This is why I thought I was being trolled. I've actually been in the U-505 in the 80s when I was a kid. It's in a nicer exhibit now. Back then, it was just sitting outside. Oh. Yeah, you can go inside. You can go in.
Day at the
Oh.
Museum of Science and Industry, where it currently sits as a proud member of the second largest navy on the planet, America's fleet of museum ships. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com.
Wait, and Germany never thought of like going, oh, can you guys give us back our boats? Like, did that never happen? Like, they just kind of like just let Americans keep it? Or I don't know, like right now, I feel like, you know, you guys are making money off us. If y'all did, there would be concerns. Oh, okay, never mind, never mind. I think Germany is a bit touchy about the past deal. It definitely is. Are you bargaining now? Hey, German guys, we have some of your tanks in our Russian museum. You want some back? No, but you are right though. Like Germany is really, really touchy in terms of like the whole Nazi stuff. So yes. American Russia were over Germany's shoulders at the time. Kind of hard to do that to begin with.
Quack bang out.
On June 19th,
Alright, thank you so much for watching this video with me.
was towed into Bermuda, and there remains as a prize of war, one less wolf to hunt with the pack.
Only dramatic.